Wait, what? So this happened. I'm Rachel Velis, and this is the podcast Hell is Not the End, although it feels like just the beginning sometimes. Is anything really the end, though? This podcast is meant to explore the limitless possibilities of one's own soul. Why do people do bad things? Why are there countless happenings beyond understanding? Why, when we are cautioned not to do something, do we just do it anyway? The definition of curiosity, a strong desire to know or learn something. There you have it. I will curiously explore why. Hell is not the end.
I'm sure more than ever, mental illness is coming to light as if it already wasn't in your face as a serious problem. Bipolar disorder, anxiety, and depression is no joke. It affects about 45 million people in the world today, and it doesn't discriminate. It's not a young or old problem, and it's not a female or male problem. It affects so many people that I thought it important to make it a spotlight episode.
Bipolar disorder, formerly called manic depressive, causes extreme mood swings that include emotional highs, mania or hypermania, and lows, depression. Depression can cause hopelessness and lack of interest in either fun or everyday activities. When your mood shifts to mania or hypomania, you may feel excessively exhilarated with way too much energy and easily angered. Mood swings affect things like sleep, energy, activity, judgment behavior, and even your ability to think clearly. There is no clear rhyme or reason. This could occur all the time or once in a while. You could be plagued with constant symptoms between swings or suffer from none at all. This will affect you for a lifetime, but can be managed through medication and therapy. But not a guarantee. Lee Thompson Young was born on February 1st, 1984 in Columbia, South Carolina, to Velma Elaine and Tommy Scott Young. He would be best known for his role on the Disney Channel show The Famous Jet Jackson. He was in the second grade when his parents split and Lee went to live with his mother. When Lee was 10, he appeared as Martin Luther King Jr. in a play called The Night of Stars and Dreams at the Phyllis Wheatley Repertory Theater in Greenville, South Carolina. It was after that Lee decided that acting was for him. Lee moves to New York City in June 1996, but it wouldn't be until the next year that he auditions for the role of Jet Jackson in The Famous Jet Jackson. It would be June 1998 that Lee finds out his show is picked up by the Disney Channel. It would also become a Disney Channel original movie in 2001. The Famous Jet Jackson ran from October 25th, 1998 to June 22nd, 2001. It lasted for 3 seasons, including 65 episodes. Lee appeared in many television spots, including Rizzoli and Isles, where he played Rizzoli's partner, and he appeared in a handful of movies. He graduated with honors from the University of Southern California, where he majored in cinematic arts. He enjoyed writing. He even wrote a screenplay in the short film Mano in 2007. On August 19, 2013, Lee failed to show up on the set of Rizzoli and Isles. Police were called to a well-being check on him in his apartment in Los Angeles, California, where he was found dead by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Lee was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and had been suffering from depression before he shot himself. He was only 29 years old. He was taking medication for his illness. Lee's family would set up the Lee Thompson Young Foundation in an effort to help remove the stigma surrounding mental illness. Tim Bergling was born on September 8, 1989 in Stockholm, Sweden to Klaus Bergling and actress Anki Leiden. He's probably better known for his stage name Avicii. He was a DJ, remixer, record producer, musician, and songwriter. He started mixing in his bedroom at age 8. At age 16, Tim started posting his remixes on electronic media forums, which would lead to his first record deal. In 2011, he rose to fame with his single Levels. His debut studio album, True, in 2013 was a blend of electronic and elements of other genres as well. The album made it into the top 10 charts in more than 15 countries and topped international charts. The lead single, Wake Me Up, topped most music markets in Europe and reached number 4 in the United States. For the next 5 years, Tim Avicii would have solid success. He explained the reason he took on Avicii as a stage name as it represented the lowest level of Buddhist hell. The lowest level would have the most suffering, where the dead who have committed the most gravest of sins would be reborn. He collaborated with many talented performers over the span of his success. In 2016, he decided to stop touring and part ways with his longtime manager and his manager's label. Avicii was still planning on releasing his third studio album in 2017, but didn't turn out conventionally. He released 1-minute teaser snippets on Instagram stating that the new music was coming soon. On August 10th, 2017, he releases a 6-track EP. Since it had been a while since he actually released any form of an album, Avicii did his best to put out the mixes of old songs with new songs that people over the years had asked him about, and also never heard before songs. In January 2012, he was hospitalized for 11 days in New York City with acute pancreatitis, caused by excessive alcohol use. In 2014, he had both his appendix and gallbladder removed. In 2016, after more declining health, he decided to retire from touring. It wasn't until 2017 that he spoke out publicly about his anxiety and mental health struggles in a documentary. He tells how the stress he felt from management to tour and explains how he feared canceling shows and disappointing fans. He was sensitive to haters online. Avicii would die from blood loss on August 20th, 2018. His cause of death wasn't immediately obvious. His death was by suicide. Self-inflicted cuts caused by a broken wine bottle. He struggled for years with anxiety of a public persona, mental illness, and substance abuse. Heavily drinking to kind of self-medicate his mental illness. Having a painkiller addiction from having an appendix and gallbladder removed, along with having an inflamed pancreas, could have been factors. He was only 29 years old. On March 26, 2019, Avicii's family launched a mental illness and suicide prevention foundation named the Tim Berling Foundation, an international foundation focusing on mental health and suicide. It also focuses on climate change, business development, and the conservation of endangered species. Avicii was known for his philanthropy. He once dedicated a whole tour of income to help feed and alleviate global hunger. In addition to giving his tour income to Feeding America, he donated another $1 million. He was also a voice for human trafficking and gang violence. It seems to me that he tried so hard to make the world a better place, and yet struggled to combat his own mental illness. He dedicated his life to others through service and happiness through music. He believed that you should always give something back. I think that the true struggles of mental illness isn't always obvious. Whether you are struggling yourself or know someone who may be struggling, start a dialogue. It never hurts to ask for help or ask somebody if they need help. My hope is that no one has to live in fear, ever. As always, I will never give up and read the signs. Special thanks to all the reading materials I can get my hands on, internet mostly. Thanks to wikipedia.org. Thanks so much for listening. I am Rachel Velis, and this is the podcast, Hell is Not the End.